Taurus, welcome to Summertime Tarot. My name is Summer and this is a general singles love reading. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at the new romantic love headed your way, any blockages, and what you can do to kind of call this love in. So we're going to start by pulling a card to see the general energy around this new love that's coming in and headed your way. Sorry about the fan in the background. Okay. So we have here, looking at the underbelly, it reads, be sure that you are using your time in the best possible manner. You might consider taking time to organize yourself, or perhaps a project you are working on could use some fine-tuning. So I kind of get the feeling with this card that you may be looking at other people in relationships and feeling a little bit closed off, a little bit stuck, maybe even like no one is interested, or even some of you may be feeling a bit kind of like a recluse, not wanting to interact, because like just this whole love thing may be very overwhelming for you at this time, and so you've kind of pulled your energy back and started to focus on other things, right? And then I look at this, some of you may even have like kids or something, and you're kind of just focusing on like your kids and like your work and projects and stuff, and like you're like, oh, love is this big thing. I really don't feel like messing with that, like that's kind of what I'm picking up with this card. You may also be like looking at other people and their relationships and like how, you know, it looks like things are going well for them, and maybe feeling, you know, like, oh man, what about me? You know what I mean? So if you do feel like that, it's okay, man. It's okay. Don't worry. Because we're going to see what's coming your way. Right? And I do get the feeling like when, with this looking at the underbelly card, you know, it's kind of saying, you know, focus on yourself, focus on, you know, improving your life in other areas, because I get the feeling once you do start doing that, things are going to start like clearing up. You're going to start feeling ready and able to kind of move in this new direction towards love. But now it's kind of time for you to just really focus on getting your energy right, getting yourself right, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So take your time. Don't rush. Okay? Ah. So, this new love headed your way. We have here the Ace of Wands. the Crone, Three of Wands, Ace of Swords, and the Eight of Swords. Okay. And on the bottom of the deck, we have Heaven and Earth, the Page of Pentacles. So we have two aces here. So this is new. This is new, okay? With the Crone here, this is someone that is wise, someone that is learned, right? Someone, you know, this person may be older than you, or just have like a very, you know, wise, profound outlook on life kind of thing. A lot of experience in this her thing, okay? But I get the feeling with this Three of Wands, they may have like boyish good looks, like a, you see him because he's a little bit young. But we have the Crone here, so it's like this person is coming in with a lot of wisdom, but they may like look, you know, younger than their age, but they have a lot of wisdom. They're learned. They have a lot of knowledge. Possibly, you know, have been around the world, experienced a couple of different relationships, and are looking for something new, right? Something spicy with this Ace of Wands. Something clear, right? I feel like this person is going to be clear with their intentions when they come in. This doesn't look like a person that plays any games, right? It's like someone who's like, all right, this is who I am, this is what I want, and this is what we're doing. Either you're with me or you're not. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this individual. I mean, you might like that. I don't know. Okay. But let's clarify. I want to clarify. Let's look at this Ace of Wands. Doesn't say much. Like, it's just you can read their energy. Like, it's just so, like, they're just so clear. Let's see. Ace of Wands. That one's followed in the reverse. So we have Judgment, the Five of Pentacles. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Lovers. So yeah. What I was feeling is this person is going to be like a welcome surprise for you, right? Because with looking at the underbelly, I kind of get the feeling that you're in a space where you're like kind of, right, not into it. You're pulled back, you're withdrawn, but it's almost like this person kind of comes in and is like a welcomed, kind of like, oh, what is this? Okay. And it's going to kind of pull you out of this energy of feeling kind of lackluster. Yeah, it's almost like they just have a very welcoming and kind of the song that's coming to mind is No Bullshit by Chris Brown. Hey man, I don't know why. So like it's almost like they have a very no BS kind of vibe. It's like almost like an all or nothing energy. Wow, that's fascinating. Yeah, so like with this Ace of Wands, they may come in and just be like, I get like very different from your past relationships with this Lovers here. I kind of get the feeling like in the past here, your past relationships, you may have been, it made you feel like less than, right? And it's almost like this person's energy, this Ace of Wands, is very new. It's very different from the past, from past people. And I get the feeling it's because it's like they walk how they talk. That's the kind of the vibe I'm kind of getting. They don't just say, okay, this is how I, how I feel or what I want. It's like, no, I say it and I do it. But even with this Ace of Wands coming out first, I kind of feel like it's just they don't even, it's almost like they don't even speak. They speak through their actions, kind of thing. And I feel like this is a very new energy for you, where people may have been in the past, right? They say one thing and they do another. But this person seems very much like, hey, I come in, like they come in, they do what they say they're gonna do, but they probably don't even say they're gonna do anything. It's just like, hey, I want to take you out. I want to do this. I want to do that. Let's do this. Let's go here. Let's go there. And this is how I feel about you. And this is what I want. But it's kind of like saying it through their actions. They don't very much, make promises that they can't keep. That's kind of what I'm getting. But let's look at this crone. Come on, work with me here. Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords, the Five of Swords, and on the bottom of the deck we have the Star. And I get with the Seven of Swords and this Five of Swords, it's almost like they're an individual who doesn't want their words to be, their words or their actions to be misconstrued, is kind of what I'm getting. Like, it's very much like they've kind of left behind this space of kind of, I get like almost they're moving out of space, or they've left behind a space where they kind of hid their intentions, or they hid their feelings or their thoughts, and it's almost like, yeah, being very like upfront about what they know and how they feel and all that kind of stuff, because they no longer want to kind of be seen in a certain light. They've kind of grown. With this crone here, it's like they've grown, they've enhanced, they've come into like this deep wisdom, and it's like they know what they want, and so it's almost like they're no longer focused on hiding their feelings or hiding their intentions. So they may be like a very upfront person, almost to the point where it could like shock people. It could shock you. Like I'm getting like a vibe of, because even though like the seven of swords and the Five of Swords, they speak to very much Seven of Swords, lying and all that kind of stuff, and Five of Swords, like conflict. But with this crone, it gives me a vibe of like, what's coming to my mind is like, oh, this is so weird to say, but like, because when I look at the crone is a very like no nonsense, right? It's like I came, I saw, I conquered kind of thing, and it's almost like they're a person that possibly in the past, right? Because some of you may have known this person from the past, could be, right? Maybe you knew them while they were younger, but now they've kind of come back into your life, and they're this kind of new person. And in the past, they may have like, said some slick stuff. They may have not been at their best, or they might have been lying and cheating and all that kind of stuff in the past. But I kind of get the feeling here that they've they've undergone a change within themselves, and they've realized from their past experiences, hey, like, that's not really what I want. And I'm like, you know, they've kind of, basically, they've grown up, basically, is kind of what I'm getting. And they're in a space where they're trying to figure out how to best display this change. And I kind of feel like it's going to come off as just them being very, like, direct with their actions first off, and then also with their words, right? So very much backing up what they do and what they say, not wanting to come off any kind of way, right? Being very much mindful of their energy and what they're showing people, but not, like, I don't get like a bad vibe from this. It's just almost like a no nonsense, like, I can't, like, almost like they can't stand for people seeing them in a bad light kind of thing. So they just are very upfront and direct kind of thing. I hope that makes sense. I hope this is making sense. So let's look at the three of what is this? Fire? 3 of Wands. But also with the 7 of Swords and this 5 of Swords, they could be like very much, and we have what, the 8 of Swords here. There's a lot of air energy, so they may be very much in their head about things, right? It may take them time to like process their thoughts and what they want, but I kind of get the feeling once they know, and then they do. Does that make sense? I hope it does. And that may kind of like throw you, because it's almost like I get the feeling, right? Because this is a general reading, right? So everybody may be different. So I'm kind of picking up on like possibly 2 sets of people, and I kind of feel like that's what I always do. Two sets of at least 2 sets of, you know, people kind of show up in these readings kind of thing. And so I get the feeling that there's one set of individuals where this person, they could be like an older individual who looks young, or they could be a young individual who just has a very like wise or old kind of soul, right? And so I kind of get the feeling that this individual, right, we got 2 sets. So one group is very much like blunt and like upfront with their thoughts and their actions, right? They may even, you know, make moves before they say anything. Like what does Lil Wayne say? Real G's move in silence like lasagna. That could that's some of them, right? So they kind of move without saying much, which may give you a weird vibe, because you may feel like, you know, they're kind of secretive and you can't read them. But I get the feeling they're very much a person who does what they say they're going to do, right? And they may even do things before they say they're going to do it. Almost like a surprise, hi, how are you? Let's go out. I've been thinking about you kind of thing, right? But at the same time, this other group of people that I'm picking up on could be people who they kind of give off this kind of no-nonsense vibe, but they could be very, like, secretive and very, like, moving behind the scenes. Hard to read. So it's going to be important, you know, for you to kind of be mindful of that and to kind of use your intuition to suss out whether or not this person is good for you, right? But that's with anybody, okay? So let's look at the 3 of Wands. Okay. So we have the 9 of Wands, the Knight of Wands, the Hangman, and the Devil. Okay, and on the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Cups, looks like this person is going to come in like really fast, right? Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Wands is, you know, usually associated with what? Players, right? But being that this person is coming up as the crone, I do feel like this is a person that is very like I was saying, wise. Like an old soul. They know what they want. And they're focused on getting it, basically. Right? And I do get the sense that you, right? You may be showing up here with this Nine of Wands. Very closed off. And like to yourself. Maybe even questioning their motives, right? And they may come in and you may be very suspicious of this person. That's very much what I like. That's what I'm picking up here. You may be suspicious. Like what do you want? Why are you here? You know what I mean? So I would say with this Hangman and this Devil here, just to spend time like sussing this person out. Because I kind of get the feeling they have already sussed you out. But, like, so they could have, you know, been watching you, been trying to figure you out kind of thing before they came in. And so I would say, just be mindful of that, you know. Make sure you spend some time figuring them out before you make any moves, so that you are sure about their intentions. But let's look at this Ace of Swords. Because there is a lot of desire here, right? We do have the Ace of Wands, we do have the Devil. So I do feel like they are attracted to you, and you probably are going to be attracted to them. But I feel like so with the Ace of Swords, we have Justice, the Knight of Cups, Ten of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. Okay. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Two of Wands. So I do get the feeling that this individual does want something long-term with you, right? We do have the Ten of Cups, the Three of Pentacles. So, you know, like family vibes, something stable, something committed, right, with the Three of Pentacles. But this person may be, with this Three of Pentacles, focused on other things at this current time, right? With the Three of Pentacles, like maybe, you know, their work, getting, you know, stable in that. But I kind of get the feeling that they do want to connect with you and to create with you, to build with you, to kind of create a happy home with you, right? A happy home life. That's kind of how they see it, right? With the Justice card here, they could be focused very much on doing the right thing, saying the right thing, right? But also with this Hangman and this Devil, they may be holding back, right? Out of fear, right? Fear that you may not see them as worthy, or you may not want the same things as them. Right? And they may also feel that you're, you know, questioning their motives. And they want to, like, be just right, do just right. Right? But let's look at this Eight of Swords. Yeah, because they could be very much, with this Eight of Swords here, a person that's very much in their head, right? They think things over before they really make their moves. Oh, good grief. It's almost giving me the vibe of like a chess player. Like, I hope that makes sense. Like, they're very calculated, right? And this may make you, it's making me, honestly, a little uncomfortable. But because I can see how, you know, in the wrong hands, this mind that they have could be very much, you know, manipulative. But that's not saying that everybody, you know, your person's going to be manipulative, but they could have that, you know, everybody has, you know, their shadow side, right? And so this person feels very much like a calculated person, like very like a chess player where they think their moves over before they make them, right? And you may not see. Sorry about that, you guys. The camera cut off, but so in the blockages we have the Nine of Wands, knowledge, love, Two of Cups, and the King of Swords. So, you could be in a space where you're kind of focused on one relationship, another relationship, which is actually kind of blocking this one from coming in. But this could also be just you being in a space where you're very much focused on yourself, loving yourself, giving to yourself, understanding yourself, right? Understanding who you are within and outside of a relationship so that you are ready to kind of come into kind of union with another individual, right? And so that is what's going, you know, being in that space where you're focusing on healing yourself, loving yourself, understanding yourself, and getting to, you know, a better space within you will actually bring, you know, this kind of level in. But with this Nine of Wands, you could be like in a very like blocked off space, kind of closed off, very focused on yourself, focused on, you know, doing you kind of thing, right? And so that may actually be what's, well, you know, this is in the blockages, so that's kind of blocking this individual from coming in. So I kind of feel, you know, if you are focused on, you know, someone else or something else, right, this may actually be a relationship that may not, you know, be one that is in your best interest. But, you know, it's going to take for you to kind of come into a space where you understand, you know, what you want in a relationship and who you are in and outside of a relationship, right? And with this Nine of Wands, it's like you're coming to an end of a cycle. And I kind of feel you're moving into a new one where you are kind of more open and receptive. And that is what, you know, but let's see what you can do to bring this person in. So we have the Nine of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, the Ace of Cups, youth, and the Five of Pentacles. Okay. So yeah. Right, with this Ace of Cups here, this is very much healing, right? Needing to heal any kind of past hurts, right? With this Five of Cups. And I kind of focus on building yourself up, right? Because right here with this Five of Pentacles, you could be in a space where you feel, right? Because with the Five of Pentacles being beside the youth, you could have been raised or be in a space where you're kind of in a, what they call like lack mentality, where you kind of feel you aren't worthy of the things that you want, right? You could have grown up in that kind of space. This could also, you know, come from, you know, your home environment when you were younger, right? How you saw relationships between your parents, that kind of thing, that could be affecting you. So it's going to be important for you to kind of face, with this youth, the youth always gives me the vibe of like facing your fears, like, right, going out, embarking on your own. And so I kind of feel like it's going to be important for you to embark on this kind of healing journey where you focus on kind of healing any feelings that you have about being less than or not being worthy of love or feeling, you know, heartbroken, you know, and this could be because of a past relationship. And so in order to bring in this new love, it's going to be important for you to kind of heal any kind of lack mentality you may have, any feelings of being less than worthy, less than, you know, what you desire, what you deserve, where you feel like, you know, love. I'm sorry. I hope people don't think I be laughing at them, but like I'm sorry. I'm hearing like love is in my head, and I'm just like, what is this? But like, it's just really with this Nine of Pentacles, focus on yourself, healing yourself, working through any kind of past hurts, past pains, past traumas when it comes to love. That could be in relationships, that could be due to, you know, how you grew up, your childhood, you know, reparenting, really healing out any kind of, you know, mommy and daddy issues, right? But I feel like it's really with this knowledge here, I do kind of see you in a space where you're trying to, you know, figure this kind of love thing out, where you're like, okay, something isn't working. So I do see that you are like in a process of healing right now, and that's good. That's what's actually, you know, kind of like bringing this person in. But it's like, just keep going on that path, right? So let's go ahead and pull some cards to see what messages want to come out for you. Yeah, and I kind of feel like this person, this person that's coming in is going to trigger, I feel this person is going to trigger you, because I almost get the feeling that they may remind you of people, like past relationships, past people, or let me get it together. I'm sorry, you guys. Either they remind you of past relationships, right? Past people that you were in relationships with, or they remind you of like your childhood. So they could remind you of one of your parents, which makes you kind of question them. Because I do, you know, feel like you may, because when I was doing this up here, I was like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm not truly trusting this person, right? So you may feel that way when you guys meet. And I feel like it's because they're triggering you. They may actually trigger this healing within you, right? Because you may be like, why do I either attract, you know, people that are like this, or why do I kind of pull back, even though, you know, this person may not be giving me any reason to do so? And so I kind of feel like this is going to be this, you know, always, you know, our relationships are ways for us to kind of heal and work through our issues. But this one is really going to be something that kind of, I feel, opens you up, really, with this love here, that opens you up to yourself, I feel. But I kind of feel like you already open, honey. You may not want to be, but you open. Just go with it, man. You got this, okay? Just focus on your healing. Focus on you. Focus on being your best self, okay? Don't allow any kind of old stuff to question your, you know, make you question yourself or make you question your worth, because you're worthy of love and you're worthy of all the things that you want, okay? Just need to say that, because you are. All right, let's see what messages want to come out for Taurus. It comes to this here, new love that's headed their way. Okay, let's see. Woo! Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna take this one. So we have love. Love showing up twice. Okay. So yeah, this is it's going to be very important, like I was saying, for you to really focus on loving yourself, right? Because, you know, how are we going to tell anybody how to love us if we don't know how to love us, right? So really focus on loving yourself, right? Because this is here in your blockages. Focus on loving yourself. Focus on, you know, learning yourself, learning what you like, what you want, right? Not what other people want, you know? What do you like? What do you want in a relationship, in life in general, right? Okay, let's get two more. Taurus here. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. So we have life purpose. Yeah. Yeah. And it's going here, right here with this row and the blockages. So yeah, it's time for you to focus on you and your purpose here on this earth. What do you want out of life? Right? What do you want? And what are you doing to get there? Right? Because like, as I always say, I kind of feel like, sometimes the movie that's coming to my mind, I bring up movies because they they help me explain stuff. But the movie that's coming to my mind is Castaway, right? And in Castaway, if you have or haven't seen that movie, it's a movie about a man who, he's a big businessman. He making money. I think, does he work for FedEx? I don't know. But, he making money. But he has this, great woman. And so it's Christmas time. He decides, rather than, spend time with his lady friend, he's going to go on this business trip. And when he goes on this business trip, his airplane crashes and he ends up on like this deserted island out in nowhere, and he spends like years there. Okay. And so while he's on this island, all he has are one, packages that were on the plane that kind of drift towards him every once in a while, and this watch that his girlfriend gave him for Christmas that has her picture in it. Okay. Sorry, my stomach is growling. But I bring that movie up because in that movie, the thing that kind of keeps him going is this idea of a relationship, right? And I kind of feel like sometimes we can focus on a relationship so much. We can focus on, I want this big picket, what is it, a house with a picket fence and 2.5 kids and a dog, right? We focus on this idea of what we want our life to look like. And sometimes we can focus on a relationship. But I feel the message of that movie is like, the relationships aren't like the end goal. They're kind of just there to propel us towards the things that we need, right? Because like in Castaway, he was propelled to kind of keep going because of this image of this woman, right? This lover that he had. But once he finally gets out of the, he gets saved and not saved. Hey. They get him off the island. He is able to, go back to this woman, but, she has her life. She's been married. She has a kid. And, sometimes we can find those things crushing when we don't get the relationships that we want, or things don't work out the way that we want. But these desires were there to propel us in the right direction. Does that make sense? I don't know if this tangent made sense, but it was all to say that sometimes the things that we want aren't there because we're actually going to get them, right? That sounds a little bit harsh, but they're there to kind of excite us and to make us want to move in that direction. And although we might not get it the way that we want it, it usually, right, if we have faith and we have patience and we work towards the things that we want, they end up being, what we get in the end ends up being better than what we expected them to be, or even what we had our eyes on to begin with, right? Does that make sense? But if you kind of focus on the object of your affection so much that you don't kind of open your eyes and broaden your view and see that, oh, wait, there are all these awesome, right? Look at the picture. There are all these awesome, amazing things around me that are, attracted to me and that I am attracted to. And I have all these paths and ways to go. That's when the magic happens. Okay, so don't get caught up on one person or one idea of love or, one outcome and feel like, oh, well, it'll never happen because it didn't happen this way. No, you can have what you want. You just have to open your mind to getting it in different ways. Okay? I hope that made sense. And then we have silver waterfall. So, you know, like I was saying, it's time for you to kind of clear out that old stuff, right? To focus on healing yourself and opening to all of these new possibilities. And it kind of starts with loving on yourself and focusing on your own kind of life path and your purpose for life. Okay? Beyond just a relationship, beyond just Mr. Dream Guy, okay? Or girl. Okay, but let's finish this off with a few more messages. Let's see what else wants to come out for Taurus. Okay. I hope you don't feel like I'm like preaching or nothing, because I ain't no preacher. Okay. But let's see. Taurus, what final messages do you have for Taurus? Okay. Give me 2 more, please. For Taurus. Okay, I think it is too. Thank you. On point today. So we have empowerment. It reads, when you ask the divine to take over, you get pulled into your own authentic power. It's a force of inner love that wants your wholeness and magnificence. Unfold my true and radiant self, dear Lord. Yes, it's time for you to focus on yourself and being your best self and doing you, boo. Okay, because that's what's gonna bring this love in. That's what's gonna bring this new spicy wholesome love to you. Okay, you focusing on being you, your authentic self, and not kind of shifting or changing in order to kind of fit anybody's ideals. Okay, all right, and knowing that you're worthy, right? Because we have here being enough. The innermost heart says you are enough. Nowhere to go, nothing to get, nothing to change, no need to grow more deserving. You, yes, you are love. You are enough, okay? Believe it. And then we have true offering. May I release the fears, illusions, and addictions that keep me from true offering. May I relax into your plan, trusting that the next steps will always be shown. Use me, love. Use me for the highest. I am yours alone. Okay? Yeah, it's time for you to kind of offer it up. What do you want out of life? What are you willing to kind of let go of in order to get it? That could be a relationship. That could be, you know, an idea that, oh, I can't have this. It could be anything. But it's up to you to kind of know that you are enough and that you're worthy and that you can have what you want. And to release the things that are stopping you from getting it. Okay? That's all I have for you, Taurus. I hope this reading helped you in some way. Please let me know down in the comments how it resonated. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos like this one, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I truly appreciate you, and I hope to see you soon. Peace out.